know what he said. My minutes. I said on here, that's how you take such good minutes. Like Megan and Mark are so loud in here. Yeah, I think so.
I think I turned this thing on.
It should be turned on. Can you please turn it on?
There you go.
When I whisper to the mayor.
Just if you're not in here, I'm not gonna hear you. That's fine. Please. Oh, I cannot hear what you say. When you just, yeah.
Is this a new page?
It's page 2.
That was it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sorry. I didn't really like what they were. The online section.
Okay, it's 7:00. I'll call the meeting to order. Ready down there, Mark?
Ready.
Okay. I'll stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Do roll call.
Megan Clark? Here. Bob Cook?
Here.
Stephen Kaufman? Colin Meredith? Here. Gary Meehan?
Here.
Joyce Mysnick?
Here.
Okay, any additions or corrections needed for the agenda? None. The review and approval of minutes of previous meeting, January 6th work session and council meeting.
I think everyone is aware at this point, page 2 was missing from the paper copy only. So they were provided today, but they were in the online council packet that you guys received last week.
Any other questions or concerns?
I move we adopt the January 6th work session and council meeting minutes.
Second.
Roll call.
Megan Clark?
Yes.
Bob Cook?
Yes.
Colin Meredith?
Yes.
Gary Meehan?
Yes.
Joyce Mysnick?
Yes.
I have one question now then. So everybody else understands, could you explain to me the emergency meeting, the special meeting will come up, we'll see that next month.
Yeah, that'll be in the next one. I just didn't get those minutes done yet. Because it was a week after the council meeting.
Only three work days.
Yeah.
Okay, visitor comments.
I mean, I guess I could introduce myself.
Hi. Go ahead and step up.
The podium.
Oh, yeah. Hello, everyone. I am the new fiscal officer in Clark Council. I just want to introduce myself. I appreciate everyone voting yes on me. I'm very excited to start here. I'll learn all the Clark Council duties as I go. I'm very happy to have the experience on the fiscal officer side, though, and I look forward to working with everyone.
Welcome. Okay. Administrative staff reports. Mayor report, no report today. Treasurer's report.
Well, Kevin's still mine. I was gonna introduce Kevin. Let you all know that.
Everyone look at me.
Well, good. He's the new fiscal officer. He did start today, so we haven't gone over a whole lot just yet. Yeah, we were just talking a little bit about the council meeting. That's probably gonna be one of his first, maybe only challenges, just learning that. So we'll go over that over the next few weeks. I didn't go over a lot just because I didn't want him to start with right when we're walking in here. I want to start from the beginning of the process with him. We did have a good conversation though already surrounding UAN, and I think there's going to be some good process improvements. Stuff that he has been doing for a long time and knows the tricks of it that I just have not learned from UAN. So I think it'll be really good having his input, and things might be a little bit easier and better going forward, especially for him. So looking at the reports that you guys had in your packet, this is for November. I am closing out the year right now, so December will be in the next meeting. Everything was right on track as it should be for November. Nothing's gone over. So we're really good on appropriations. We tried to close out the year, trying to spend what we could spend, because we did learn this last year, from the budget committee at the county that, they really want us to spend our money. So, we can't be holding on to money and saving money unless we have a specific project for it. Which we are absolutely allowed to do, that's not a problem at all, but, you know, when we do get our property taxes and they want us to spend that money, on the community and, you know, on our buildings that we need to do, so I think we closed out December pretty good. I'm almost done reconciling, and then, we'll be able to have a good grasp on what 2026 will look like for Kevin to come in and take it from there, so.
As far as the spending, is that just the general fund or is that all funds?
It is more, general fund and police fund. Because that's coming from property taxes for the general fund and police fund is coming from the levy. So they are aware, and we talked about it once or twice in the meetings last year. Mark and Sally went to the tax committee or the budget committee and explained to them, I had a whole spreadsheet of where we had additional funds, why we had additional funds. A lot of it for the police was because they were understaffed. We had it appropriated for full-time officers, and at the end of 24, one of them was gone, and then in 25, we lost another full-time. So we had a lot left over from that because the part-time officers, they don't get the Ohio Police and Fire, they get OPERS, and they don't get health benefits. So we had a lot appropriated health benefits that did not get paid out. So I think it was just, everything could be answered to them and they were satisfied with our answers. They just want to see going forward, when we do the tax budget, if we do have, you know, additional funds or funds that just haven't been spent, they just want to know why. You know, it's just a simple, hey, we have this project that we're going to be working on next year, or we're saving for this. You know, they just need to know why we have the money that we have. So, yeah.
Any questions for Gary? Administrator's report?
We have to vote on my
Oh,
treasurer
sorry.
report.
Vote on
I
the
move
treasurer.
we accept the treasurer's report.
Second.
Roll call.
Megan Clark,
Yes.
Bob Cook,
Yes.
Colin Meredith,
Yes.
Gary Meehan,
Yes.
Joyce Miznick,
Yes.
Administrator's report.
So my report's in your packet. Just something to note. I did send out an email last week. I received a quote back from Roniak Paving for the paving costs if we were to do the spring project with asphalt. It did come in at about 3x of what we were looking to do with chip and seal. And then just this afternoon, so I did not get to send it to council yet, I received our second quote on asphalt for the spring project, and it was about 3x as well, and that was from Karen Asphalt out of Cleveland. That will be sent out to council this week. And then the final thing that I wanted to add was today, James and Mike Dewey, our foremen here in the Shores, went and obtained their passing grades needed to become clean water operators for the village of Roaming Shores. So once everything goes through with that, they get some more training with the current operator of record. We could potentially look at the option of moving on from contracting out our operator of record for clean water and bringing it in-house. So it's exciting news.
That's really awesome.
Very good. Any other questions for Mark?
So I guess we should just ask, since these quotes came in at 3 times what we had hoped they would, for asphalt, are we going to proceed? Do we need to ask anybody else to quote on chip and seal or? what's the next thing?
Mark, I can't remember who the paving company was that did phase 3. Did they get reached out to?
I don't know who they were or what happened.
Um,
It made sense whenever we had talked about whoever is doing the work for the association.
To do the chip and seal, yeah.
We'll do our chip and seal too, is that? the
Correct. Suit coat, correct,
Suco. So.
Yeah, being that it falls underneath the 75,000.
Correct.
We can just move ahead on it, but,
I think the exercise was probably pretty healthy, just to do the comparison and find out, and then he can get a schedule going every year or every 4 years, or whatever he has to do.
Can you say anything or not?
You can ask a
Yeah,
question.
something.
If you have a question, go ahead.
Okay, so the chip and seal, I have went to multiple engineers and reached out to them, and they say that that is a Band-Aid. It's barely used for a dirt road. Therefore, we are constantly going to continue in this circle of trying to repair the roads, when all in all, I think we should save the money, go for grants so that we can get asphalt in the long run. I think the chip and seal is not gonna do us any good money-wise. It's a Band-Aid.
What I'll note to that, the representative from Karen Asphalt, when I discussed the project with them, they recommended, even though they wanted to sell us asphalt, they recommended we chip and sealed. They said with the traffic that we have here in the shores, that asphalt didn't make sense on our roads. And then when you're looking at the asphalting, you're looking at a 10 to 20 year life expectancy, but you still have to do a maintenance of chip and seal on asphalt, or you should. You don't necessarily have to. You can allow it to get crack sealed and so forth. But I would recommend with our budget, with gas tax and everything, that we do the chip and seal. That way we can go on a 4 to 6 year plan. Personally, that's what I see in our budget. Respectfully, of course.
Well, we haven't had really any program, right? If I'm not mistaken, we've really never had a program that X number of years we actually do what the road needs. And you're trying to separate it out so that we get to do that, right?
Yeah, we'd be in a 4 to 6 year rotation is what I plan.
But if that road only is in good shape, because the engineer came out and told us that it is in good shape, and there's certain spots that needed repaired, as in the cracks. I mean, why would we spend $63,000 when we can just do the cracks?
So that amount, that total amount was for the whole road project itself. The section that you're speaking on is about 8 to 10,000, I believe, in the quote. We could cut that off and not have that section that was asphalted done if we wanted to, and then just do the rest of the road chip and sealed. But it is recommended after 4 to 6 years of an asphalted road to get chip and sealed. But we don't have to. You're correct. But it would still only be 6 to 10 of that
And
total
then we
amount.
have to remember to do it again. Whenever 6 years.
You might have been, Bob, you might know, you might have been on council when the Morningstar projects were initiated. Do you recall if there was a plan in place? Because it was supposed to be every 2 to 3 years that we were gonna do a section of the Morningstar project.
There was a plan of going so far, but they never said, I don't remember saying 2 or 3 years, but I know that they broke it down into chunks so it wouldn't be quite so expensive.
Right.
The biggest thing that I know that we ran into with, when we get into, getting grants and stuff like that, you have to follow, if you get a public works grant, you have to follow their recommendations. You have to do it their way,
Yeah.
widening and so on and so forth, and drainage and all that. By going out and getting chip and seal and doing it the other way, you don't have to follow that. But you can also get your chip and seal person or a contractor to those areas that need replacing to spot patch those areas, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's ways of getting around it. And these roads have been chip and sealed, with the exception of the ones that the village has done. and it's paid. It's been chip and sealed since day one.
So what I'm hearing, from previous discussions coming into this position is that, if we go with OPWC funding or grant, the cost of that project is gonna go up exponentially. If we try to keep it out of the grant process and we get the work done that's needed, and then I'll use your term, making, a Band-Aid on it, but let's look at the long-term future of what we can do if it in turn comes back to, every 4 years doing it over again. Or do we look at taking having somebody come in and do a full project of an overlay to where they would take, a half inch off, utilize the grindings for other places within the village that we may need it, in operations. And then, like I said, put an overlay over top of that. It's something we can look at down the road. Right now,
We just need a program.
yeah, we just need something that we can work with. And I think one thing I don't want to see is to go over top of that section of Plain Lake that was just done 3 years ago. But if we go through and do the chip and seal, Gary, you can attest to the pothole on Beaver Dam.
Yeah.
That has to be addressed. To chip and seal over top of that would be a total waste because it'll be gone in 6 months. So there's going to have to be some other work that's going to need to be done for some of those sections. That would definitely help us. So I'm not against the chip and seal at this point, but I think we need to look at a long-term fix that's the right fit for the village. That's my 2 cents.
So do we have a plan written up? Do we have a strategic road plan for,
No, and I think that's what Mark was trying to get it to where we need to at this point, and then we'll establish something for the future.
Yeah, if we do the plan that I'm outlining, we would do the spring project, and I have a fall project lined up. And then with the boulevard being done last year, that would give us all of our village-owned roads, new chip and seal. That'll last us the 6 to 8. If we wanted to do it earlier, we could the 4 to 6. That would give us plenty of time to map out a strategic plan, get with contractors to discuss that. But I would like to see the roads get done at least an initial time.
So, because I know Beaver Dam, I can't remember his name, but anyhow, I know he's been looking forward to that project getting to his area because of the ditches there always hold water. The other spot is right on the end of Plain Lake, on the south end, that always holds water. So,
So we should be looking at the drainage too.
absolutely.
And that's something we could either do in-house or we could contract out and have fixed in a year or two.
Yeah.
Small chunks at a time.
I want to correct something. There was originally a plan to do that. That I'm talking about the east side. There was a set plan set up that they would do so much in each time we did it. But as far as a schedule for doing it, I don't remember a schedule. But but that was doing it under OWP, Public Works money, where you have to do it to their standards and that. But there is a breakup of which section until we get to the end, and we are not quite halfway through that segment, that original.
So, Mark, can you go through what we have for the Morningstar phases and just see if there's anything that's actually spelled out?
Sure.
If there's not, there's not. If there is, you can share it with council and myself. And then we can certainly move this along. But and I'm not saying that we hold off on anything today for that information. It's just be nice to have for everybody.
Yes, sir.
So, other than that. Thanks, Mark.
No problem. Thank you.
Solicitors?
No report tonight.
Police chief?
Oh, submitted to council in their packages.
Committee reports, finance.
No report.
Quick question on that. No report, but Joyce, are you good with reading the financial reports? You solid on it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and I was gonna check with Carrie, but we will, in February, we will have our quarterly.
Okay. And Megan, are you solid on the financial reports, understanding how everything's moving along? If not,
I
Carrie.
usually meet with Carrie.
Carrie will make herself available.
Are we doing today to officially vote on the committees to like, because we don't technically have them on the committee yet.
Um,
I know that was your recommendation,
Yeah.
but we didn't vote
Yeah.
on any
Yeah.
committees at the last meeting.
So I'd like to
I know that
make
was
the
sent out
changes,
to
make the
council.
changes that need to be on there, and then see if we can move that along.
We can't have a meeting until we have a committee.
Good idea.
Okay. All right, Public Works.
Public Works will meet on 2/6 at 5 PM.
2/6.
Correct.
Planning,
Planning has their next meeting on 2/11 at 7 PM. Our last meeting, we did not have a quorum, therefore we just had discussion in an open setting for the community, and we discussed options that are going to be presented to council in the next work session. You'll have that in February.
records.
Have not met yet this year.
RRA.
I don't have any report, you know, that the quarterly meeting is on January 31st at I think it's here, right? And one of the things that I'll be reminding everyone about is the seasonal construction and road ban, which is from February 15th to April 15th. And I'll take anything else that you wish for me to deliver.
What time is it?
10 a.m. Saturday, the 31st,
When does road ban start? 2:15?
2:15 to 4:15.
Mr. Mayor, just so you're advised as well, that's been posted on the Facebook page and sent to the RRA to be put out in the next e-blast.
Last, thank you.
Correct.
Actually, it should just go in every e-blast, I hope, until we get,
Until it's over.
Mark, can you make sure that does?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. SCAD, did you happen to send that on? That sent over a report
That's something like, when did you
Oh.
send it?
yesterday.
I didn't go with my email tonight.
I did not receive it, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, I know we sent one to Carrie and I that I believe it was just you and I. We'll get that out to everybody. And he is doing very well, just slow moving. In case anybody wanted to know. Legislation, reading time. Resolution 2025-10-01R, a resolution adopting a cybersecurity policy for the Village of Rolling Shores and declaring an emergency. It is in its third reading. Question by read.
I move that we adopt, or do I need to declare it an emergency first?
Declare first.
I move that we declare resolution 2025-10-01R an emergency.
Second.
Megan Clark,
Yes.
Bob Cook.
Yeah.
Holly Meredith,
Yes,
Gary Meehan,
Yes.
Joyce Mizek,
Yes.
I move we adopt resolution 2025-10-01R.
Second.
Any discussion?
Megan Clark,
Yes.
Bob Cook,
Yes.
Holly Meredith,
Yes,
Gary Meehan,
Yes.
Joyce Mizek,
Yes.
Passes.
I'll make sure that that's finalized. Documents are updated to the date of today, and then you all receive it in your emails for record.
Ordinance 2025-11-02, an ordinance authorizing the village administrator to enter an agreement with Suitcoat Court of Needville, Pennsylvania, in the amount of $63,189.49 for seal coat, fog seal, and crack fill seal services for Flame Lake Drive, Morningstar Drive, Beaver Dam Road, and Calendar Road, and not declaring an emergency. Currently, this one is tabled.
I move we untable ordinance 2025-11-02.
Second.
Any discussion? No. Vote?
Megan Clark,
No.
Bob Cook,
Yes.
Holly Meredith,
Yes,
Gary Meehan,
Yes.
Joyce Mizek,
Yes.
It's off the table. I think it's in second reading, because we didn't make any changes to it, correct, Mark?
That is correct. No changes.
It's in the second reading, right?
Yes. So, let's decide, are you going to do a third reading?
I would like to, and then adopt.
So, next one, right?
Yep.
Okay, resolution 2025-112-10R. Resolution authorizing the village administrator to apply for, accept, and enter into a water supply revolving loan account, WSRLA agreement on behalf of the village of Roman Shores for design of a water tower replacement, and designated a dedicated repayment source for the loan and not declaring an emergency. Clark.
I move we adopt resolution 2025-1210R.
Second,
Any discussion? Okay, roll call.
Megan Clark,
Yes.
Bob Cook,
Yes.
Holly Meredith,
yes,
Gary Meehan,
Yes.
Joyce Mizek,
Yes.
All right, ordinance 2025-12-11, an ordinance creating a point of sale program and regulations regarding the same and not declaring an emergency. It's in its third reading. Okay. Ordinance two.
we have to do
We have to act on it, so
Okay, any discussion?
that was a motion.
Motion to,
I'll make a motion to adopt so we can discuss it.
second.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? I did have some questions on this. Mark, the application process, I believe it was.
Okay.
second page, number 4. Scheduling an appointment with Public Works for the water meter verification. And then we have inspections that are required, smoke testing of public plumbing and drainage system. We're looking at an outside vendor doing that smoke test, or are we looking at our guys?
So last discussion in Public Works that was sent back with this copy was that we would potentially do a either smoke test or a dye test. And that was documented on the checklist, I believe on page 3 or 4. Page 4 identifies smoke or dye test a plumbing drainage system. And that would be, we last discussed it would be in-house.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, so something that I recall, the village has the ability to do a sanitary inspection of our utilities, whether they're water or sewer. So another bullet point we may want to look at, Mark, is whether or not a home may require a backflow preventer. If they are utilizing a boiler for their home, are they tied into our city line coming in?
I believe that might be on here. I have it under sewer. Backflow preventer, functional and adequate.
Okay, but that is gonna be for the sewer line,
Okay,
for tying into their lateral versus,
their water, clean water system.
yeah, like we have in the mechanical room here. We, with being on a boiler, we have to have backflow preventer. Just something that we're gonna wanna check when we're there as well, making sure that if they are utilizing that type of system, that they have a backflow preventer
For their clean water.
Yep.
Okay,
prior to it going into the boiler.
would that be under the verify no pumps are tied into potable water? Would that account?
Say that one more time, because
Under clean water on page 3, it says verify that no pumps are tied into potable water. Would that account for that, or is this something we'll have to add and adjust the ordinance?
I think it's something that we're gonna have to adjust. Should be able to reach out to Brittany or DDAGW.
Bridget?
Bridget, sorry, and ask her where we can put it at. She'd be the person to ask.
Okay. I do believe the tie-ins are typically for just commercial when it comes to EPA regulation. Is that for clean too? So all homeowners are required to have a,
No, only if they're utilizing a boiler.
okay.
Dwayne,
Yes.
how does that work when you're using the boiler, using the hot water tank for the boiler with as a central potable water system?
Again, I don't know the exacts on it. There are homes that do have boiler heat, that I want to dot our I, cross our T. So,
I understand what you're saying, because I've been involved in both. And a lot of your residents that have a hot water tank for a heater for radiant heat doesn't normally have something like that because it's in the potable water system. Because they use that for that's the hot water for the house too, for the domestic hot water. So that might need to be something to look at. And they also if you have them, don't they need you service once a year?
Yep, they'll fall into the backflow program.
Mr. Mayor, would I recommend that we send this back to Public Works Committee?
Seems like a staff function.
Chris, would it be appropriate to pass it as is and then just amend it later? Because it's not a big thing to be
The
done.
third reading.
Pardon?
There's a motion on the table to act on it, so either, Holly would have to withdraw her motion to act and then table it would be my recommendation, or you vote it down, which would be the, I think, second time we voted it down.
And then we have to
And
start
I'd
all
hate,
over.
I'd hate to do that for a minor change. If you table it and make a change, it'll come back in second reading, so you can have one more look at it too, if it's just minor.
I just was trying to streamline a little bit.
I'd like to point out
You
that it
could-
doesn't say in there, it just says backflow preventer, it doesn't say sewer or water. So if, does zoning require the backflow preventer on the water side? If you have a hydraulic heat or hydronic heat?
No, but the EPA does.
Then that's required by the EPA, so it's a backflow preventer, so
But
we shouldn't have
backflow-
to specify. It just says backflow preventer, it doesn't say sewer or water, it just says backflow preventer.
It does on page 3, Gary.
It's under
Well, I-
the sewer checklist.
I'm reading on
Oh.
the ordinance itself.
On the
Backflow prevention verification. Professional must be registered in the village to verify proper operation and installation. It doesn't say,
Page 3.
But it's listed under the sewer head.
Well, we're looking at the ordinance itself.
All right,
items for inspection in the ordinance. Backflow preventer verification, hire a professional, again, must be registered with the village. In the ordinance,
That's the inspections required.
right?
It's not in the ordinance itself.
And inspections required, it just says backflow preventer, it does not say for plumbing.
This isn't the point. 12-11. Did you flip it?
I don't want to split hairs, but it doesn't specifically say which side, other than in the inspection form itself.
And then so see the application, so we could correct the application. Could we, Chris?
if we just leave it that way. It's on the front page.
I mean, if the body of the ordinance satisfies council, that's your language you like, and the application can be modified.
It's gonna
Other
get
staff.
modified every year probably.
Yes, it's really a staff function to modify the application process, not necessarily the language of the ordinance. This is what's gonna be codified. That's why there's blank lines that would get added into a new code section in our actual ordinances at the end of the year. So when Mark submits this, we're gonna have numbers associated with all this. So if there's anything that's in section 1 of the ordinance that council doesn't like, we need to have that correct. So if they can be cured in the application process, then we can pass.
It would just be different if this was attached as an appendix, is that,
It's
okay?
not, and it's not, this is not incorporating the
Okay.
application. It's just
It
attached
refers
for
to-
reference.
Okay.
Yeah, the idea behind, a application process is because this is a new program for you, it's that it's on there so you can have it and then modify later if there's something that needs to be changed in the specific code language of the ordinance, so.
So we could pass it as is and then have them add under
The
the
application.
clean
As long
water,
as-
add.
Yeah, as long as
backflow.
it doesn't change what's required as from the ordinance, then that's fine.
I'd like my motion to stand.
Megan.
Roll call?
Megan Clark,
Yes.
Bob Cook,
Yes,
Holly Meredith,
Yes.
Gary Meehan,
Yes,
Joyce Smith,
Yes.
Ordinance 2025-12-15, an ordinance replacing ordinance number 741-09-2019, providing utility workers a call-out payment in addition to overtime pay and adopting a policy for the same, attached hereto as Exhibit A, and fully incorporated herein, and not declaring an emergency. It's in its third reading.
I move that we adopt ordinance 2025-12-15.
Second,
Any discussion? Roll call?
Megan Clark,
Yes.
Bob Cook,
Yes.
Holly Meredith,
yes.
Gary Meehan,
Yes.
Joyce Miznick,
Yes.
Ordinance 2026-01-02, an ordinance modifying village code, chapter 151, personnel code, attached hereto and fully incorporated herein, and not declaring an emergency. It's in its first reading.
So this ordinance, just so you're aware, I gave out a print off for everyone. I sent an email last week. All that we added to the employee manual is that we didn't have anything for lateral transfers for the police department noted in it. So we just added that under new hires in the vacation policy. That's the only change in the manual.
That's the first reading.
So we go to page 4, status classifications. The full-time hourly non-exempt. If you read through that, it doesn't specify anything regarding overtime to be paid out, where it does specify it in B for salary non-exempt. I think it should call it out in A as well. So it's not an issue down the road.
Within any business. That doesn't refer to.
It's the personal.
But this ordinance is not lateral transfers.
Oh, no, it's the full policy.
Oh.
Yeah, that policy is incorporated in that ordinance, so anything in that policy is open for discussion.
Status classifications. And then, I hate to be a pain in everybody's butt, but
It's in first readings.
Yeah.
if you go to page 7, under 151-104, about 104, A, reasonable accommodations for the ADA. The Rehabilitation Act. At the bottom, it talks about the last sentence, the supervisor with assistance from the ADA Title VI coordinator and the employee are responsible for considering what reasonable accommodation may be made.
That's federal language.
I understand that, but who are we gonna utilize as the ADA Title VI? Who is that gonna be?
So that is the administrator. So this was created when the previous administrator, Lucas Darling, was here. There is a small policy that was put together for this. So there is technically an ADA director or coordinator, and that would be the administrator.
Okay, and
how much familiarity do you have with that?
Very little.
Okay, so I would definitely look at finding something that you can get some training on. If we're gonna put it into our policy, and you're gonna be that person, we probably need to have something to back that. Which would then be able to answer the next question that I had, which is the very next sentence. That was it. Otherwise, the group that worked on this, thank you very much. It's been much needed. Chief, I know you had some partake in that. It's definitely needed to be done. And I think you did a great job looking out for the employees. So, thank you.
So from an administrator standpoint, my question is, so we are not just looking at the change that I submitted, we are looking at the whole policy now? I just need to know what I need to work on.
It would probably be the whole policy, right then? 'Cause
It's attached to the ordinance, so, and it's incorporated, so if council has other changes they want, you need to tell Mark what you want.
So right now, all we have,
On the non-exempt question, even though it doesn't say overtime, I just want to make sure federal mandate requires that, they're paid overtime
finding the net.
regardless if it says it or not, so we're okay there if we don't do that. On the ADA with Mark being trained on that, I mean, we have plenty of organizations that send representatives for those on the federal and state levels, so I don't know what, even if training is out there to do it for Mark. I mean, maybe a legal educator or one of those educational seminars, but
Well, we'd call you and then we'd probably call
We'd
the
have to
municipal league, the
yeah,
Ohio
they
Municipal
would
League.
send someone to come in and make sure we had that properly compliant with for sure, if it came down to it. So this is general language in most personnel policies without knowing exact, but
Better to ask a question than not.
yeah. And I want to look up the non-exempt thing, so if we don't change that for some reason, they're still entitled to the overtime, whether it says it or not. Mark could deny them that if they wanted to, anyway, that's number one.
But you have to get overtime approved, pre-approved, so.
Pre-approved, right,
Yeah.
that's part of the policy.
So what we're saying is that there are no changes except this,
My
wage.
My suggestion every year is that, I mean, if council wants, Mark's making just a minor change to coincide with what Chief had discussed and what Kerry had discussed. Council could pass that, take care of it and be done with it, and then always send it back to committee for review before the end of the year for any changes next year, for a comprehensive review maybe. If there's little language tidbits we want to throw in like that, we do it then too. I think this was more of an emergency situation just for the laterals, right?
Yeah, it just wasn't outlined, so I wanted to make sure that it was plain view for the police department.
Police department, right. So this would, council would need to waive 3 readings if you don't want to go to second reading, it's not declared an emergency, so it'll still be 30 days before it takes effect regardless.
Can I move to waive the third reading?
Absolutely.
Okay, then I do that.
You have to speak. into
Can
the
I,
microphone.
oh,
It'd be louder.
She talked about it.
I waive to move to the third reading.
Waive the 3
Waive
readings.
the third reading, yes.
I'll second that.
Very good.
Any discussion? Okay, roll call.
Megan Clark,
Yes.
Bob Cook,
Yes.
Holly Marinnick,
Yes,
Gary Meehan,
Yes.
Joyce Miznick,
Yes.
move to act.
Okay,
I need a second.
Second.
What are we voting on now?
then move to act on.
Yeah, okay, I don't know whether you,
We
want an emergency or not.
No, we don't need to do an emergency for this one, Bob.
I understand, I just want to know what I'm voting.
okay, roll call.
Megan Clark,
Yes.
Bob Cook,
Yes,
Holly Meredith,
Yes,
Gary Meehan,
Yes.
Joyce Miznick,
Yes.
Old business. You can pull up your committees that we have, in the packet. Finance, currently it'd be Megan,
I don't think it was in the packet, you had emailed it out, to everybody.
yeah, it's here.
Oh, okay. It's here. You're on.
in the finance will be Megan, and Joyce. Currently it's, Carrie, when Kevin can come on full, then we'll, have you in there. If it works for your schedule and they have a meeting or whatever, you can certainly attend.
Yeah, they're quarterly, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that should be fine then.
Public Works, Bob Cook, Steve Kaufman, Joe Milano, Brian Hitch, and Robert Orr. Mark, you had me in there, but I don't think I can be in there.
Yeah, we have two council members, so if something were to come before council and then Dwayne is a tie vote, we might violate some rules, so.
Okay.
who's the,
So is Dwayne, are you still permitted to come to the, he's not permitted to come then? If there's two council members, is that
No,
the,
he's permitted to come because he's considered a non-voting.
Just can't be
member
on the-
unless
okay.
To break a tie, but he can't be a voting member of.
And it's an advertised meeting.
Correct, yeah, it is an advertised meeting, so.
I will-
I'm just trying to be careful on that one.
I'll update that. Thank you.
Then Robert Orr is his name,
Robert Ford?
Orr, O-R-R.
Public Works usually isn't an advertising. Committees aren't. Commission is.
Right, Public Works, it doesn't.
Oh, that's right, you're not, they used to. didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right,
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
we don't-
that's.
So
my
then
fault.
if he shows up,
He's not, he's an elected mayor, not a council member. The role's only for 3 council members showed up. He is only a voting member upon a tie. I just don't want him to be in a position if it did come to council and then he'd have to break a tie and he's sitting on a committee. It doesn't work. It won't jive well. for the
Right,
board.
so- Bob, Steven, Joe, Brian, and Robert.
Records, fiscal officer, Chris Newcomb. Carrie is obviously there currently for the fiscal officer. When her position is up, she will be the resident's, position at that time. So, she'll just change status. I just figured it'd be a good tie-in for yourself.
Yeah.
With her being here, going through the last purge that they did, so. Planning, we've got Joyce Miznick, Sally Bell, Linda Elbert, Chris Plickard, and myself.
Joyce and Dwayne are mandated.
Yes.
Mark, can you put the month in there for their term as well? So if it's August of 2025 or whatever, just so that we have a reference during the year as to when that was. I'm
Sure.
not too concerned about date.
Yeah, I'll try to find those other members' actual months. I know it was hard for the BZA members. They were giving me rough estimates, so
Okay,
I'll do my best.
Well, they are staggered terms, and if we're motioning to make them tonight, council could motion to make them all just January 1, to December 31st for the end of their term if you wanted to, because you're reappointing members technically.
For
So-
December of the last.
And it's cleaner because then it supersedes anything prior to it, you know what I mean? And then you have the staggered terms in place. But that's always hard for any new administrator, solicitor, or even records for Carrie to find who's left and done it. So sometimes we have to redo and do it. So if you wanted to do that tonight, just make it January 1 to December 31 for each of them, just do it that way.
The only one would be Joyce that was previous.
Well, Joyce serves the life of her term as council.
Yeah, now that she's council members, she's on the term anyway, so, I mean, sure, hers can technically be from now until.
Okay.
Yeah.
She wants to leave. Or doesn't run again.
So this is a 6-year term?
It depends. So the mayor actually works out his term in office, and then the rest are 6-year.
Right.
Okay.
So Joyce should be 2029 also.
Yeah, Joyce should be amended to her term on council now,
Okay.
because it switches. And so should yours.
Okay, BZA, Trish Wilson, Joe Morgan, Michelle Gabram, Robert Evans, Patrick Evans. Union Cemetery, Gary Meehan, SCAD, Ed Kozel, RRA.
Let me help you do that.
What's that?
Jay, let me help you do that.
Doing well. So,
I'm on a backup one.
backup for SCAD, I had Megan.
Okay. There always used to be a backup.
And RRA, I have Holly. And then backup, Gary. Both of them also assist in lake patrol, so I figured it'd be good for you two. The beautification, I had Megan on the west side and Gary on the east side. Jim Fell on the east side. Megan, were you able to get anybody on the west side?
Crystal.
Okay. So currently it's just 2 on each side.
So,
Do you want me to ask the board on the 31st if they would like to send us a representative for the east and west side?
That would be great.
Okay.
So please let them know. I appreciate the information that they've shared thus far. I know that Michelle Gabram and Kurt Gabram, for those of you that are on the east side of the lake, the pine tree at the end of Morningstar, they always decorated it. They've always done a wonderful job. Of course, that tree has gotten to the size where they can't do it anymore safely. So,
We are older.
so, but, you know, it's kind of funny. It's a talking piece for a lot of people that come in and out of the village on that side. So, but as far as the committees, that's what I have thus far. So.
How do we vote on these?
Just need a motion to approve the committee listing with the changes we just.
I motion to approve the committee.
Second.
With those changes of term for Joyce and January to December.
I'm okay with that, with those changes, yeah, because hers is normally I would say we do a separate resolution, because hers is statutory mandated, I'm okay with just a motion of council with those changes. And I believe that BZA, all those are already, we have those on file, because we redid those recently.
That only change was 2026 to 2029 for Joyce? Okay.
2025 to, or 2026 to 2029, yes.
Okay.
That's the only change.
The only other thing though is that means that 3 people roll up at one time. And I think that's pretty unfair to the institution itself. Then you have everybody starting from, I mean, you could have everybody starting from scratch. A new counselor, a new mayor, and 3 new members. Because they didn't want to re-up or whatever.
So I can see what you're saying, Holly. Is it something that we can do within the commission to,
No, I mean, it's council's appointment, so
What if we did,
you could just move Sally or Linda or Chris to like 2030.
leave one at 31 and one at 32?
You could leave 2 at 31 if you wanted, or, yeah. Yeah. So pick one to make 30 would be my recommendation. It's Joyce's fault that she's switching.
Well, I just gave you a staggered thing there, so it really isn't my fault. I'm helping you.
Sally's the first one on the list, why don't we just make her 30?
Yeah, it just have to be reappointed and
No.
Anything else?
Does that mean I can schedule a finance committee meeting now?
Say again?
So can I schedule a finance committee meeting?
I have to do roll call.
yeah, I can make a motion. Do we have a second?
I think Gary second.
Yeah.
Okay, roll call?
Megan Clark,
Yes.
Bob Cook,
Yes,
Holly Meredith,
Yes.
Gary Meehan,
Yes,
Joyce Niznik,
Yes.
All right. A quick note on committee meetings, scheduling. I'd like to see the meetings held up here unless there is a walkthrough that you're gonna do. If you wanna go to the Morningstar entrance, go over there. If you wanna go to the Boulevard, go take a look over there. If you're gonna take a walk on the dam, whatever it may be, go to the plant. But otherwise, I'd like them to be focused here. In scheduling here, we want to make sure that we include the administrator and fiscal officer for scheduling times up here. And any announcements for meetings that we let Mark or Kevin reach out to the association for those, to let them know. Then they can send out any e-blast or whatever it may be. If you need to advertise the meeting, then we can make sure that follows that standard.
Yeah, 'cause when we advertise, we don't just advertise with, the association, it has to go to the newspaper. According to our rules of council, the proper advertising, publishing of any meeting is through the newspaper, since the RRA and the e-blast is not a, I don't wanna say like a
Unofficial.
news source, but it's
unofficial.
it's not an official
Yeah.
publication.
So
So-
how do we do that? So
Myself
just
or.
tell you? Okay. Yep. Or
Can you put that back a little bit?
Well, that's also for old business, council rules that had started to circulate. We've had a couple of responses. That's gonna need cleaned up, right?
I think the request was to bring them to our work session, so we had a working draft ready for our second meeting.
So there was a document already circulated?
It's one of our ordinances. We can send it back out, I think,
Remember last time.
Some of the change requests did not copy all of council though either. They just copied the administrative staff just to have a heads up of what's being discussed. So the way we've done it in the past is just to have council members each reach out with what changes they're looking at, what the mayor's looking at, then at work session, we'll put them all together. That was kind of the idea behind our work sessions, to make sure we had all of council aware of what changes we're going to make, because they're your rules, so you all should talk about it at the same time.
Yeah, if anybody has anything they're working on that they want presented to all of council and you want to just make sure it's in one located place, just send it to me in my email. I'll print it off for the meeting and have it in front of everyone.
Anything else for Bill? Bills for review?
I move we pay the bills.
Now that we have official committee members, I can, Megan and Joyce, you guys will be the ones that are signing, the purchase orders after they're paid. So every meeting I will have a packet here.
Okay.
And then you can look through them and sign and then give it to the next one. And then they'll come back to me, so then I can file them appropriately. You do not.
Oh, fine. Can I get a stamp?
Negative. I have not had a stamp over the last 4 years, so don't get one for this.
2026, get a stamp.
We got a motion from Gary, I need a second on the.
No, we don't vote on it.
Okay.
It's a
I
review.
rescind my motion.
Thank you.
We just ask questions.
Yes.
They're already paid.
Okay, so I'm getting that we should from our solicitor.
That's all right. If we haven't been doing it, it's fine.
No, it came out of the rules of council. We don't vote on
I
those.
know. It's fine. I'll address it in work session.
Refer to
Very good.
rules of council work session.
Executive session, is there a need?
I move we adjourn.
Second.
Roll call?
Megan Clark,
Yes.
Bob Cook,
Yes.
Polly Meredith,
Yes.
Gary Meehan,
Yes.
Cory Klitzek.
Very good.